Hi everybody. Having missed out on part of the Tour de France and the World's Road Race, I'm back for the Vuelta and I hope you'll join me across the final Grand Tour of the 2023 season, which promises to become an exciting race. The Vuelta starts this Saturday, August the 26th for 21 stages covering 3,154k. This year's Vuelta kicks off with a technical 15k team time trial in Barcelona. Bring on the Jumbo-Visma train. On stage 2, we get a 182k hilly stage. A break will form, yet I don't think they'll make it, given that I expect the teams of the Punchy Boys to control this one. In the finale, we get a 900 meters at 9.4%, and the finish goes uphill once more. The GC men may stretch their legs here, yet besides them, riders like Baggioli at Quickstep will love this type of stage. Already on stage 3, things get really serious, basically 158k of climbing, with two first category climbs to finish off the stage. The Col d'Ordino, 17k at 7.7%, it's long but never gets brutal, and it's followed by a descent into the 8k finish climb, also at 7.7% average. I'm leaning towards the break here, given that I don't expect the main teams to want to claim the lead at this point in the race. That being said, I do expect the GC men to test their legs while sprinting uphill to the line. Stage 4 is labelled hilly, yet should draw the attention of the versatile sprinters, who will have to survive two third category obstacles in the second half of the race. The Alto de Beltal, 9k at 3.4%, and the Col de Lila, 5k at 5%, cresting at 30k from the finish line. I'll be pointing out the versatile sprinters in this year's field when looking at the start list later on in this preview. The same goes for stage 5. There's 11k of climbing at 4%, yet again I expect the teams with climby sprinty guys on their roster to control this. From the top, there's over 50k to go, so plenty of time to reel in the brake. On stage 6 we move back into the mountains, 183k with a first category finish climb, the Pico del Buitre, which runs over 11k at 8% average, with the final 5k in the double digits. There will be GC action here, for sure, yet given the climby start to the stage, which should allow for a strong break to form, and the overall profile of the stage, which looks difficult to control, I'm expecting this to go to the break. Stage 7 has an undulating first half, yet is truly flat in the second 100k stretch, and hence presents one of the only proper chances for the real sprinters, of which there aren't too many in this year's field. Stage 8 is another mountain stage where I'm once again leaning towards the break. It's difficult to control and has a descent into the finish. I'll be pointing out some potential breakaway riders in the team's overview as well. Stage 9 is a hilly stage with a tricky finish climb to round off week 1. The sloping start and the first category climb to La Perdiz should allow for a strong break to form and make it stick to the finish. Elizondo Tarame and Jesus Herrada are names that come to my mind for this one. Stage 10 after the first rest day is a 26k individual time trial, and Remco Evenepoel will be more than eager to take a first ITT win in his rainbow kit. Stage 11 is largely flat with an uphill finale on the Laguna Negra, 6.5k at 6.8%. The GC men will sprint in the final kilometer, yet overall the stage isn't difficult enough for them. So I expect the fight for the break on this one to be vicious, and given the sloping start, a good break should be able to form. On this short stage 12, crosswinds are a potential issue. The teams of the fast men will control this one for their sprinters. Stage 13 takes us into France. It is short, yet it is the first properly brutal stage with over 4,000 meters of elevation gain and money time for the GC men. It starts climbing out of the gate on the Portalet, descends into the Or category Col d'Aubisque, 16.5k at 7%, the Spandel, 10k at 8%, to finish atop the Or category Col du Tourmalet, 19k at 7.4%. We continue climbing on stage 14, which contains two Or category climbs, respectively 11k at 8.7% and 15k at 8%, yet it ends atop the mellow Puerto de Belagua. This finish climb, roughly 9k at 6.3% average, is not steep enough for the GC men to make the difference, so I'm expecting this one to go once more to the break. Also stage 15 has break written all over it, the double ascent of the Puerto de Zuararate, roughly 7k at 5%, will filter out the strongest riders and we'll see a versatile sprinter taking it from the remaining breakaway riders. On stage 16, we get a short 120k flattish stage with a punchy finish, 4.8k at 8.8% average, and 2 steep final kilometers with ramps up to 15%. The finish climb is steep, yet not very long, and I don't expect the GC teams to be bothered too much about the stage, especially keeping in mind what's coming on stage 17. In my book, the break will get another shot at victory. Stage 17, 124k containing 2 first category climbs. In the second half, the Alto del Coladiella, 8k at 7% average, and the Alto del Corral, 5.4k at 9.2%, and ending atop the mythical Angliru, 12.4k at 9.8% average, with the final 7k well into the double digits, GC time. There's no rest on stage 18, which is another mountain stage containing the Puerto de San Lorenzo, 10k at 8.6% average, the Alto de Tenebredo, 3.4k at 9.8%, going over the Puerto de la Cruz de Linares, 8.3k at 8.6%, and ending atop the same climb. Depending on the time differences we have here, this is the final chance to properly overthrow the GC, so I'm expecting all or nothing GC action here. Stage 19 is the third of 4 true sprinter options, and before the grand finale we are presented with the longest stage of La Vuelta. The route doesn't feature any particularly challenging climbs, though it has over 4,000 meters of elevation gain spread out over 10 third category climbs. The terrain is winding and crazy, allowing little to no time to relax. We may see a final do-or-die GC attack here, depending on the race situation going into this stage. Pre-race, I'm going with another win for the break though. On stage 21, the word goes back to the sprinters. So to summarize, without knowing the actual race situation, we have 1 team time trial and 1 individual time trial, 1 pure punchy stage, 4 pure sprint stages, 2 versatile sprints, 9 potential break stages, 5 mountain ones and 4 hilly punchy ones, and finally 3 proper GC days. Here's an overview of the winners of the final 10 editions, with Primož Roglič remaining the Vuelta king, scoring a hat-trick from 2019 to 2021. In terms of past performance at the Vuelta, 2 former winners are lining up, Evenepoel and Roglič, and 4 former podium finishers, Mollema, 3rd in 2011, Carthy, 3rd in 2020, Mas, 2nd in 2018, 21 and 22, and Ayuso, 3rd here last year on his first participation. Here's the betting odds at the time of recording, with the Jumbo-Visma duo of Roglič and Vingegaard the obvious favourites, and I'll quickly go through all the teams, pointing out those I'll be eyeing for GC, as well as the fast man and those to watch for the breaks. Starting with the defending champion Remco Evenepoel at Soudal Quickstep. Also watch Baggioli for the punchy stages. Expect the rest of the team to be tied to Remco's GC bid. Yet should things go south for him, watch breakaway specialist Jan Hirt in the final week. Evenepoel's main competition will come from Jumbo-Visma. Can they make it a 2023 Grand Tour hat-trick? Based on the team they're bringing, there's little reason to doubt this. Roglič has taken home the red jersey in 2019, 20 and 21, and to everybody's surprise he'll be flanked by Jonas Vingegaard, fresh off his dominant Tour de France victory and with a very strong support team. Rouleur Stratnik and Van Baarle, Geesing, Valter, Kelderman and Super Domestique Koes in the mountain train is a pretty scary setup. At Ineos they'll be riding for Geraint Thomas, second to Roglič on the Giro earlier this year, so certainly one to contend with. With Ganna, Fraile, Castroviejo, Aresman and Bernal, the team is strong, yet not at Jumbo-Visma level. Then, we get UAE, whom are lining up with 2 serious contenders for the podium, Ayuso and Almeida. I expect Soler and Vine to aim for a stage win early on, as they did last year. And finally, watch Molano, the winner of last year's final stage, for the sprints. At Movistar, all eyes will be on Mas, who'll be looking for redemption after crashing out of the Tour de France on stage 1. Then watch out for Guerrero and Rubio in the breaks and expect Ivan Garcia Cortina to mix it up in the sprints, including the versatile ones. At EF, Marijn van den Berg has proven his form by taking a stage and a second spot in the Tour of Pologne. For GC, Hugh Carty is the man to watch, third in the 2020 Vuelta and good here for a top 10. Bora will aim for GC with Vlasov, second to Roglic and ahead of Adam Yates in the Vuelta a Burgos earlier this month, and also solid top 10 material. Besides him, let's hope Kemna gets some liberty to hunt for stages, a discipline where he's one of the best in the world. Also Higuita, Uitebrooks and Dens have proven to be capable of winning Grand Tour stages. As for Bahrain, with the departure of Landa to Quickstep, Buitrago is their GC future, so I expect them to end up riding for him, even though they indicate to have a split GC leadership. I consider their GC chances very slim though, and sincerely hope they'll be eyeing stages with Pouls, Landa, Caruso and Buitrago on the mountain stages. If they do so, this is a true killer team. Groupama FDJ is lining up with a bunch of promising young riders that go hard up the mountain. I'm not expecting them on GC, yet I do expect a Romain Grégoire and a Lenny Martinez to go for stage glory on their terrain. Michael Storer is a question mark to me. He's won 2 stages and the polka dot jersey on the Vuelta in 2021. This year he has been working towards the Vuelta and I expect him to be back to his 2021 form. I hope to see him go for stages, yet I fear they'll try to position him for the GC. At Jaiko Alula, Edward Dunbar will be fighting for GC, following his 7th position in the Giro earlier this year, while Filippo Zana will be hunting stages, assuming he's back up at Giro Tour of Slovenia form. I don't expect much from Astana, yet I'll be watching what 24-year-old Javier Romo can do, who just came off a 7th position in the Vuelta a Burgos. No Pedersen, Simons or Ciccone at Little Trek. In my opinion, their best chances at stage victories reside with Elisonde in the mountains, and in the relatively weak sprinters field we get here, Edward Teuns is a solid top 10 sprinter. Finally, even though I fear we've seen the best of Mollema, he's cunning and has a great nose to get into decisive breaks, so keep an eye on him too. At DSM, Bardet always seems to end up fighting for a top 10, even when he announces to be going for stages only. I personally hope he'll go for stages. Besides him, they're bringing Dainese, a properly fast guy, and I'll be keenly watching the 2 youngsters Only and Poole for the mountain breakaways. Lotto Destiny also doesn't look very impressive, with Kroon probably their best shot at a stage victory. At Arkea, Hofstetter will be in for the top 10 on the sprint stages. Besides him, Gesbert and Vauclin are their best shots at a punchy stage win. At Cofidis, they're lining up with 2 fast men, Chimolai and Kokar, while Jesus Herrada will be aiming for selected breakaway stages. Over the last few years, he's always done well on at least 2 stages, including stage victories in 2019 and last year. Watch Pierre Latour at Total Energie to snatch a climby breakaway stage. At Alpecin de Koning, Caden Groves is the fast man to watch and a solid contender for the green jersey. I'll also be eyeing Sam Gaze, who's proven to be firing on all pistons at the recently concluded Mountain Bike World Championships. At Intermarché, things get interesting as well, with a lot of potential for individual stages. Tarame, Costa and Kobogoses in the mountains, Herregods on the punchy stuff and Gerben Thijssen on the sprints, one of the few here with other fast men to lead him out, thinking Page and Van Poppel. At AG2R Citroën, look for Bouchard and Vendrame in the breakaways. And finally, Burgos and Caja Rural will be eyeing to color the breakaways, with Jesus Esquerra at Burgos BH being the most promising rider for success in my book. He rode top 10 in 2 punchy, versatile sprint Vuelta stages last year, and he'll be looking to improve on that performance. Looking at the fast men, here are the 10 to watch in my book. Gerben Thijssen at Intermarché as the only pure sprinter. All the others on this list have some level of climbing legs, including Thijssen's teammate Hugo Page. Juan Sebastian Molano at UAE, Ivan Garcia Cortina at Movistar, Alberto Dainese at DSM, Hugo Hofstetter at Arkea, Edward Teuns at Little Trek, Marijn van den Berg at EF, Kokar at Cofidis, and last but not least, Caden Groves at Alpecin de Koning, my man for the green jersey. In terms of stage hunters, Marc Soler always does well at the Vuelta. Aina Rubio at Movistar will be looking to add a Vuelta stage to his Giro stage earlier this year. Filippo Zana at Jaiko Alula, who won the Tour of Slovenia in June and rode a very solid Giro. Then we get Rein Tarame at Intermarché and Michael Storer at Groupama, Jesus Herrada at Cofidis, Kenny Elisonde at Little Trek, Bardet at DSM, Pierre Latour at Total Energie, and Kemna at Bora Hansgrohe. Back to the GC favorites, Vingegaard is my only 4-star favorite. Evenepoel, Roglic and Ayuso get 3 stars. Thomas, Mas and Almeida get 2 stars. Dunbar, Carthy, Vlasov and Buitrago get 1 star. In terms of podium prediction, I think Vingegaard will make it back-to-back Grand Tour victories ahead of Evenepoel and Ayuso. And now that you know the riders to watch, in my opinion, for the GC, the sprints and the breakaway stages, let's have a quick look at the stage 1 of this year's Vuelta. A technical 15k team time trial in Barcelona. The route of this time trial features 18 90-degree corners, each time breaking the rhythm and potentially messing up the pattern of taking turns. For reference, here's the top 10 of last year's 23k flat opening team time trial in Utrecht. And here's the betting odds at the time of recording, with Jumbo-Visma and the Ineos Grenadiers the outright favorites, a logic which is hard to contest. In my book, it's hard to bet against Jumbo-Visma for this one. I expect they'll be joined on the podium by the Ineos Grenadiers and Soudal Quickstep. Thanks for watching and see you after the time trial for my stage 2 prediction. Have a good one.